Welcome to the internet, everybody. This is Brian Pierce from Seat Time. We're talking to Cory Buttrick. I believe, Cory, that you're in Florida right now. Is that the case?
Yeah, just hanging out in the Holiday Inn parking lot.
Nice, man. I like it when you guys keep it classy. I think that's the right way to do it. So you have just gotten off of which is your win of round 3 of the National Enduro Series at the Sandlapper. So congratulations, 1, on the fact that you won. That is freaking awesome. But 2, how was the overall race for you? Just give us a quick synopsis before we kind of ask some more specific questions.
Overall, really, really good. I mean, it's funny to think about it because I feel like it didn't go any different than a typical race would for me. I mean, like the first 2 races, I got 4th the first one, then 2nd the next one, and this one, I feel like I did nothing different. I felt like, I don't know, I felt like everything went the same. I mean, I crashed a few less times this one, but I don't know, it just seems as though things just flowed a lot better. I mean, I just tried to keep a good attitude the whole day and just go into each test, as good as you can, and yeah, it went good. I mean, aside from one crash in test number 2, the day went flawless. It was a really nice day.
Man, that's awesome. Just from my own experiences, the days when I have the biggest smile, the days when I don't hit the deck at all. When I get done with the race and I'm like, oh my gosh, I kept it on 2 wheels the whole time. And
that's how I feel. Surprised when I'm done.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that helps out a lot, just confidence-wise. So you only hit the deck once. That's really good to hear. It's surprising now that I've talked with Cory Buttrick and a couple different guys, that you guys actually do wreck every now and again in a race. I mean, is that typically the case that you probably hit the deck at least once or twice?
Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, there's some races where if it's a mud race, you can count on being down a good bit. Like at the last National Enduro in Cherokee, I wadded stuff up probably 4 times or something. There was only like two tests I didn't crash. Like keeping the rubber side down was nearly impossible.
That kind of blows my mind. But I mean, that's the thing, is it's a challenging event. It always, it's you guys are professionals, but it's still hard, and it's awesome to see that you guys are, I guess, human.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, usually I try to do it when people aren't looking.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the best way to do it. It's like if a tree falls in the woods, does anybody hear it? You're like, no, I didn't crash. You didn't see it.
Exactly.
It didn't happen. So I've talked to Jason Hooper a little bit about the conditions out there, and he mentioned that the first section seemed to be the muddier of all the sections out there. But besides that, the conditions were just about perfect. Is that kind of how you would break apart all the tests?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the first test, I don't really know why that one was sloppy compared to the others. There was probably more clay in that first test compared to the rest because I think it was like more high up.
Yeah.
But also they kind of had like hair scrambles going on there Saturday, like with mini bikes and stuff like that. So there was already some berms and some ruts, and it was a pre-existing trail. Like the first test was the same as last year, so it was already burning and had ruts, so it was holding a lot of water. But then the rest of the test was like perfect traction. Like you feel like Superman because like when the sand's that wet, you can like stand up through all the corners, not even take your feet off the pegs. It's nice.
Nice. You just feel like you could do anything. I do as well like that. We've got a place out here in Bonita, Texas that is just like that. When it gets rain, you're just calling up the landowner. You're like, I want to feel like a pro today because it's just awesome, epic stuff. Okay.
It's a good feeling.
You are still on a 2-stroke. Last year, when kind of the whole KTM team switched over in the National Enduros to 2-strokes, everybody was kind of like, ooh, what are they going to do come 2012 when they have more of a decision? Now, you probably had a decision to make when you could ride a 4-stroke, 350, 450, go back to a 2-stroke. You're on a 2-stroke. What caused you, or why would you make that decision for the Enduros?
It's kind of just past experiences and just kind of knowing what I want now. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of smarter now that I pretty well have my mind made up on what I want to ride. I feel like the 2-strokes is really hard to beat in the Enduros. Like that bike is just from being so light and it stops so quickly and it has no motor inertia. It's where you feel like you're always in control of the thing. And so yeah, last year, right before the last, I think it was 4 National Enduros, we got the option to get back on the 2-strokes, and I was the first one, with my hand up, wanting back on that thing. And,
right.
It just suits me so much better for the Enduros, but I'll definitely be on a 450 for the GNCCs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is are you on a 250 or 300 for the Enduros?
Oh, it's a 300 now.
Is it 300? And do you have much past experience, like trying to like figure out and test between the 250 and 300, like where you think people would choose a 250 over a 300, or vice versa?
Yeah, it just kind of seems like, I don't know, it kind of depends. Like sometimes on a motocross track, I feel like a 250 is almost better because they seem to rev out a little bit further, where a 300, like it'll pull so hard off the bottom, like out of a corner, but then you're like, oh man, I got to shift already because the power will just shut off. But then when you grab another gear on a 300, the thing will like wheelie,
Right.
Where at 250, you feel like you don't got to shift it all the way around the track. But I don't know, for the woods, and I know what we do, it's really hard to beat a 300, just to where you don't, it feels like you don't have to shift as much and have that grunt come out of a corner. That's harder to beat.
Cool, man. Well, it's definitely good to get your guys' opinions on why you choose certain bike when you do, because I know that everybody has a preference, and it's really good to know that kind of stuff. So 450 for the GNCCs. Is this going to be the new factory edition, or is this going to be the carbureted version?
I'm on Old Faithful. I'm on big girl, old Betsy.
Yeah.
I'm not on the Dungey bike.
You're I think
Charlie probably still be on it, but I'm sticking with Old Faithful. I can't afford to have any issues, especially last year I had enough, small little issues that I need to put in a good season, and so I know that bike's tried and true, and it's what Charlie won the championship on last year, so that's the bike for me.
Yeah, that you kind of brought up something I was going to tap into with some of your bad luck, unfortunately, last year. I mean, it was just kind of the way that things played out. So that's behind you. You're doing really good, obviously, with your win now with the National Enduro. Getting ready to start off Bike Week. We got the GNCC starting off, the Alligator Enduro. Where is your head right now? What is the game plan when it comes to the GNCC so that you can, try to get on the podium and get to that top step for the XC1 class?
I think a good start would be good. I mean, typically, the first couple races really don't go that well for me. It just kind of seems like that way every year. It seems like no matter what I do or how hard I train, or if I spend the entire winter down here in the sand, it seems like I'll still end up with like a 5th or a 6th at Florida, and you're like, wow, that's not that good, not real impressed. But then, like, by the time Steel Creek or something rolls around, I'm on the podium, I'm on the hunt, 2nd, 3rd, you're like, wow, I'm back in the game. But I don't know. I think it's just try to keep it fun, just try not to put too much pressure on myself and come into it and really try to enjoy it. But probably just keep a good mindset. And but definitely, I think getting a good start to the season is going to be really important this year, because I want to be in the hunt for a championship. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to start the season a lot better than I have been lately. That would point me in the right direction, I suppose.
Right. Well, I mean, it seems that the talent's definitely there. I mean, if you look back at your history, you've been a multi youth champion in GNCCs, and I think it was the the Area 11 hare scramble. So I mean, you've been doing this a very long time, and you've been very good and very consistent. So I mean, your move to the XC1 class is a pretty big deal. I think so. The last year was your rookie season though for XC1.
Actually, 2010 was.
Oh, really?
And then 2010 went a whole lot better than last year did. I don't know, everyone called it sophomore blues, but man, last year was just a bummer from the get-go, and it just seemed like it never really got together. And it seemed like last year at the beginning of the season, I was really, really sick with just viruses and parasites. Like, I was so sick when I got home from Japan, and I don't know if I think I picked some stuff up between Mexico and Japan, and I couldn't.
Those are two countries you probably could pick up a lot of stuff if you don't want.
And I ate a lot of bad food in those two countries, so I might have brought that one on myself a little bit, but I definitely paid for it. And then, and then we found out, probably halfway through the year last year that I was, for some reason, all of a sudden it came on last year that I was allergic to gluten. Any food that had gluten, like celiac disease. So that was another challenge in itself, learning how to eat gluten-free, which basically you just stay away from anything wheat and bread and stuff like that. But then, I mean, we really got, things heading the right direction right after the summer break. I was finally to where I was healthy and I could train again, and I was really getting back in the game. And then, Unadilla came around, and had that little incident with string and stuff, so that was a bummer. But then I was back on the couch for another 4 weeks, and then it was just a long year. But 2010 went a whole lot better than last year did.
Yeah, well, we're hoping the best for you for sure. And this is a side point. I didn't actually know that you had to eat gluten-free, and I've actually been researching all this stuff lately. So the fact that people can't eat pasta because of the wheat that's in it, what is your supplement for carbs? This is just kind of a random question, but I'm pretty sure somebody would be wondering about it.
Yeah, you can still eat some pasta. I mean, they have this different kind that doesn't incorporate wheat. Some of the stuff will be made with like rye or just like different doughs and stuff like that. Same with like pizza. You can find some stuff that'll be like rye and stuff like that. Like, it was really easy when we went to Finland this year for the ISDE, because a lot of people, it seems like a good bit of people in Finland, like 1 out of 100 or something, is allergic to gluten. So most places you would go, it would just show on the menu what was gluten free. So that was really easy. Man,
maybe I should have gone to Finland. That would have been awesome. Well, speaking of the ISDE, are you going to try to go this year to Germany?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'd really like to. I mean, the only really downer to the ISDEs is just the money that goes into it. I mean, it's just it's kind of a bummer when you look back at it and realize that like the last 3 years, that as a whole we've spent like 30 grand, so that's a lot of money, and that's something that doesn't get mentioned. I don't think a lot of people know how much money goes into that stuff. Like, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to take it as it comes, because if I'm in the hunt, for a championship in either series, this year when it's coming around, I mean, that's always a pretty big risk you take going over there.
Yeah.
And so for right now, I need to win stuff in the States before I win anything in Europe or anywhere else.
All right. Well, you guys are down in Florida. If you win, are you going to go to Disneyland or Disney World?
I don't know, but I'll probably say that. That'd be fun. I'd like to do that.
I'm going to Disney World.
If I win, I will probably go to Disneyland.
Nice. Well, you just got to tell them that you're going to do it with a pint full of awesome. So that's all we ask.
I'll probably do that.
Well, I do have to throw it out there that Jason Raines did send me a jersey after we did an interview, so I'm just going to say that you are more than capable to do that if you so desire at any point. So I'm just saying.
Well, I'm going to need an address.
That's all. See, and we'll talk later after that because I'm not going to give that publicly to the internet because I know it would show up and it would
call.
It would be bad.
Look at you, that's smart.
Well, I mean, come on, it's a grown intelligence. We got your. Is that a KTM water?
Nah, regular, great value.
That's okay. Walmart makes good stuff. Well, cool, man. Well, I mean, this coming into the week for Bike Week, it's going to be quite an experience. There's a lot of stuff going on. You guys are going to have a lot of racing to do. We're definitely looking forward to see how it goes. We're glad that you had such a great time and got your first win for the season at the Sandlapper Enduro. And we obviously appreciate you spending the time and come with us. We know that your girlfriend's sitting there trying to make you laugh and giggle as much as possible. So you've done a really good job, and I try to keep it in wrap. So, I mean, but what do you think? Is this the worst time ever?
What do you mean worst time ever? As in, like, to talk?
Yeah.
No, man, it's fine, and I understand that. And for me, like, I really appreciate it because I feel like, any kind of publicity or anything that we can do, and, I know that your show is pretty big, so the more that we can try to get my name out there, I really appreciate it either way. So, no, it's no big deal at all.
Awesome,
I enjoy
man.
it.
Well, we appreciate it. I know your girlfriend's probably looking for some huggy time since you guys are at the hotel. We'll see. That's cool. But, man, we really appreciate it, and if nothing else, always enjoy a pint full of awesome. All right, man?
Awesome. All right, well, that sounds good.
Yeah, dude. Good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate it.
Okay, it stopped recording.